Hey, here we are. We're back. So continuing with the story, I met my brother Nate. He was very tall, very blue coloring. Now, it seemed as if his skin was like a light bluish, but it might have been his aura. Again, I have to draw it. He had more of a, beautifully kind of regally cut long clothing, very light and shimmery as well. And then there was two females who greeted me, and one had a very pink coloring, and the other was orange. And I myself was in my Lemurian or Telosian. I'm not sure if they're the same. I still have to do my research. Body, and it was very feline like, and Nate's was as well. I believe actually the sisters were as well. I'm still figuring this out. Each visit, seeing more and more, allowing myself to see more and more. But the women had very, very long gowns with like these long, like the sheer part almost like went over their hands. It was so long and flowy and like just went onto the ground. Just very regal and glorious. But I felt like this was the common dress, right? And they, I was like, where do you want to go? And we walked down along, beautiful hallway. It seemed like it had almost been made to look a little bit more like comfortable to me. Like, again, like the lobby, I was only seeing part of it. And the rest was kind of shielded or just like, okay, just kind of greeting you in a place that makes you feel comfortable. And we went to this room, and there was like these big screens. And again, everything was kind of like closed into the walls, but then like opened up when you came to it. And so these screens opened up, and I was able to view memories from my life that in the previous 2 days I was having some questions about, needed clarity around certain things, and they showed that to me, gave that to me very, very clearly. And then we teleported, and they said to me, we walked down the hall for you. Now we're just going to blip around, okay? And I was like, okay. And we teleported to the entrance to the library. And so this was a case of stairs that went down, and I actually didn't get a big view again. I got like a small, like where I was view of the library, and I added a golden scroll that I had been given by Mother Mary in one of my previous 2 days meditations. I added that golden scroll to the library, and then I added the tablet from the rock people. I kind of slid it in to this whole place. It was like, ooh, it was like a missing piece. Not missing, but, I was bringing it there. And then I added my flame to what looked like, the scales of justice, the little hanging things, but there was only one of them, I think, or I only remember one of them. And I like put my flame in there, and it was a rainbow flame. Yes, who knows what this little one was doing? Maybe he'll tell one day. But okay, so I did that, and then the other big event was was going to the healing room, I would call it. So it was like a big circular room, again, just clear coloring, clear and opaque blue. Light was there of some sort. And we walk in, and like in the center of this room, there's a sphere of water. Just a sphere of water, but it was like surrounded by kind of an elegant, like holding space. It wasn't like you went down into it. It was like a floating sphere of water, like surrounded by beautifulness, structures. Maybe I'll sketch it one day. But I was given like a sword / scepter, wand sort of thing. And I felt like it was mine, but I don't know. Maybe it was something that was used in this ritual ceremony cleansing. And I walked up to the sphere, and I opened it up with the scepter, and it split in two, the water, and like had an opening for me to walk into with my body. And I walked in, and it closed around me. And what I immediately felt was something I've felt only in like float tank therapy, and it was this very much closeness to my presence, and nobody else was there. It was just like the one very singular, like individuated. But from that very singular presence where nobody else could get to but me, what was like the doorway to the all presence. So I like went out into the spaciousness and the cosmos, and I'm not going to get into what all happened because it was very much something that I'm still unloading and unlocking, but it was big. It was a big cleansing, big multidimensional healing, aligning, I'm sure, cleansing initiation sort of thing. And after that, I was very, very buzzing. I was like, whoa. And I actually said to them, I think it's time for me to go. I can't really take this anymore. Like, I don't know what would have happened if I had just kept going. Maybe I would have just kind of passed out in real life. I don't know. So they were like, okay. And they took me back and went back up the elevator. And I came back too. Very much slowly coming back too. But it was such a glorious experience, and as I've been back now in a couple meditations, you can ask to go back in your dreams. I also go back in meditation. It was amazing because I had this meeting almost with my family there, and it was like I was going down this line of people, and all of them were like, "Oh my God, you're coming into your multidimensional self and realizing that you're here too. We're so happy that you're at this stage, and we're proud of you." And just these wonderful sentiments of like homecoming, right? Which I did feel the first time too. And it was cool because I just watched my first video on YouTube from another person who visited Telos, and she had the same experience of a line of people saying, "Oh my God, we're so proud of you, so glad you're here." So how cool is that? It's like a little thing they do. You're adorable. And yeah, so that's the basic inside journey into my journey with Telos. And I'm still so excited to learn now about who they are, what kind of messages they have. There's 3 books that I was guided to by someone that I met on the airplane in front of me. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Any comments, leave them in the comments. Hopefully going to be sharing a little bit more about my journey with Shasta as a whole. But this is a great start. So thanks for tuning in. Lots of love. Namaste.